So I think I fixed the audio. The mouse, you shouldn't hear it anymore. The main issue, it wasn't the mouse, it was the microphone just like picked up everything ever because the settings reset, but the mouse wasn't really the issue. You shouldn't hear it anyways. But all right. So this is Phelia. We're 4 or 5 days out from the new set. So I'm kind of already done with the Marvel stuff. I just kind of want to play other things and take it easy until that comes out. But yeah, so it's Phelia, 2-minute 2/2 flash, and then it flickers things. You can flicker your opponent's stuff or your stuff. If you flicker your stuff, you get a counter on Phelia. Some things are extremely exploitable, like, what is it? This thing. You just exile something and then it's gone forever if you flicker this with Phelia, right? So that's really good. Other mono white, beat down, tempo, death and taxes, annoy your opponent, Dranith Magistrate type things that just accompany mono white. Mono white doesn't have a lot of crazy options, but here we are. This is also ranked, so we have like Chrome Box and Ancient Tomb and whatnot. Probably helpful, and that's about it. I won't go over. I won't go over every flicker thing you do, but you get the gist of it. And these are all the cards I will be crafting, which is actually a lot. So hopefully it works out. But I have a stockpile of currency for the new set, so that's it. All right. Also, it's lightning outside, so if I lose power, well, it's happened before. Maybe it just doesn't like Phelia. Okay, I wouldn't say this is a good matchup, really. I have a solid enough hand, I suppose. Opponent has, what is this, Subtlety? No, it could be Solitude, right? They have white cards. Alright, what are we shocking Watery Grave for? I don't know. Spectral Sailor? Sure, I will not do anything about that. I want to say that's an interesting one to see, but I don't know if it is. Phelia will probably not work here. There's a reason to play Invasion, but I didn't. It wouldn't really stop Subtlety anyways. Alright, looks like it's a removal spell. This is the downside. Like, untapping with Phelia is your primary thing to do, and sometimes you just can't do that. So I'm going to assume half my opponent's hand doesn't care about Phelia. But we can find out with this card. Or do we play this? It's a 3-mana 3/3. You can stop my opponent from playing Rafine and attacking, I guess. But again, there's still Subtlety, I believe. But maybe not. Maybe not. Snuff out. Alright. Same logic. I don't have mana to do anything. Looks like my opponent doesn't. Might be back in the game then. Okay, looks like we are back in the game. Let's play Invasion. Rollick, Agent, Subtlety, Stern. Oh, God. Alright. And then I can play this? Suppose? I still have Subtlety for, Solitude. Is that the correct land? Of course it is. Let's go ahead and stop that. I'm going to attack the 1/1 so they... No, this is probably just not a good use of resources, especially if my opponent hasn't connived yet. But I really don't want them to connive, though. I don't know, my opponent's hand feels just unbeatable. Like, no matter what I do. Just doesn't feel like a winning line, but I don't think I really have a good line anyways. I can stop their commander with the Static Prison? I should always play land and pass. Alright. Well, here we are. Phelia can't swing into opposition agent anyways. They still have subtlety. They can't really stop. They just cast it at sorcery speed. That's interesting. I have to cast my commander now. Because I don't want them to draw another blue card for subtlety. So I have to do it right now. And get rid of the 2 cards in my opponent's hand. Or they just don't care. That is also a valid thing. They just don't care about Phelia. But I have to do it now. It also means they can't just cast, like, just can't cast it. Alright, I have to leave it on top, which hopefully is good enough. I don't know. I can Parting Gust the... Alright, well, Stern Scolding... Does my opponent leave it up forever? If they get to 5 lands, maybe they do, I don't know. They got to 5 lands. They should have played that land. Why did they not play that? They could have just straight up played this land last turn, I think, and just didn't. Okay, they top decked another land. Does my opponent go for Rafine? No. Okay, I probably wouldn't either. I can... give him a fish? Why do I care to do that, though? I don't think I give my opponent a fish. I think we're in a good spot if they're miserable about doing that. I can play my commander twice. No. Let's just pass. Okay. That's something. That's something. They don't Stern Scolding it. Tragic. Tragic. They probably cycle their land. Man, I don't know if you can hear that lightning, but oh boy. It is like right over my roof. There's merit in keeping the land. They do keep it. I think they will probably need more than 5 lands this game, so. Okay. Yeah. I can cast Phelia now, probably. This is probably the best thing I could ask for. See if it's good enough. I probably should have cast Phelia before they connived, but I didn't. They got rid of planes there. So I can kill their commander with this. And then swing at... No, I'm going to flicker Momo, I think. Or do I flicker the Glimmer Lens? Yeah, maybe I flicker the Glimmer Lens, actually. Yeah, alright. That's fine. Alright, this is a good thing to have. Okay. This is a good spot to be in. This late in the game. We'll see how good it is long term. Opponent does attack me. Wow. Alright. Oh, they probably, you know, they probably have to. They probably just have to, yeah. let's block that. Let's put... Wait, what does this do? Alright, don't care about that right now. Let's put this anywhere. It doesn't actually matter. Swing. Bounce this. Okay. Stern Scolding is toughness or power, so I should play my stuff now. Opponent's graveyard probably doesn't matter. Let's just scry 2. Both of these are good. I don't know which one's better. Overlord's probably slightly better given the exact situation here. Okay. This is pretty cool. It doesn't matter. Draws an extra card, I guess. Century? Yeah, like maybe actually. Again, people obsessed with the token. The token is probably the last thing I'm ever flickering with Phelia, but yes, you can flicker the token. I don't know the cognitive issue with people not getting that. Oh, I forgot to block the 3/3. Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's annoying. Annoying enough? I don't know. Alright. This is a huge problem. I will swing all out. And I will flicker that. Do I save Momo? I don't think so. Actually, Momo dying gives me a treasure token? Okay, my opponent just decided to not block with Loki and then died. So, yeah. Regardless, I think I'm in a really good spot. Even if they, like, did get rid of Loki and chumped here, I think I'm just in a massive advantage. I didn't think I was going to win this, especially with that Solitude play. Wonder if I can play the equipment package? Might just be better, I don't know. Do I want to play that here? What would I get rid of? I actually want to just get rid of Spider-Man, actually. Yeah, I would do. Do I get rid of this Delighted Halfling? I don't think so. If my opponent has, like, infinite protection spells, congratulations. I'm not... Like, that's just life, I guess. Is this not Tifa? What is this? Why are we cracking the fetch land first? That doesn't make sense. Are we just not playing Tifa? We're like cultivating? What are we doing? Nope. We're just confusing... We're confusing the opponent. Alright, I like it. Sure. You got it. Let's cast Phelia. Alright, I can play this. No, that's not. I can play this and then, like... do that. And then... kill my opponent's commander, because I have to. And I have to do it right now. Lest I get posed. And I think I'm just flickering that. Do I care about the fish token? Not really. Okay. If I drew a land off that, we'd be happy. But I mean, I can't risk it. Actually, if I did, I'd have to like... No, that's just not gonna happen. Okay, this is good. Looks like no protection spells. Yeah, I did draw land. Let's go ahead and do this pre-combat. Winter Moon, does that matter? No, another game where it doesn't. I doubt they block. I yet again have to kill Tifa immediately. Oh, they do block. Oh. I feel like that just gives you more life over time. I think I will just cast Winter Moon. It's not doing anything else, and I'm not doing anything else. Okay, they're just over it, yeah. Well, it's the same. What happened to my opponent is what has been happening to me. Their 2-mana commander just dies 20 times and the game ends, so... We're just on the other side of it. Which is kind of surprising. Collector's Cage. Do you matter? Does anything in my hand matter? Maybe Recruiter of the Guard does, so... Suppose I'll say it matters. And I'll probably play this as a land. I don't think I'm getting angels out of it this game. Probably means I should have played it last turn as a land. Oh, I got confused for a second. I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Colorless lands, and then I saw the command zone. Okay. That is an insane draw. I probably would have recruited for that, so that's ideal. In fact, that might just be lights out. That might just be lights out on its own. We'll see. We shall see. Opponent says, do your worst. I say, it's a good idea to play like that. So, I'm gonna... Alright, yeah, I was about to say, this is probably just over. Let's get rid of the links. And Sorcery Speed our commander to play around Wash Away. Play around literally everything ever. Oh, for the love of God, dude, come on. Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm losing my mind. One game, please. I can play around Flame Slash, but let's be real. My opponent's going to have a different card that I can't play around on turn 2. So, it's not going to matter. Or, excuse me, they're going to have a different card that just simply deals with my thing. So do I play a land? I think I play a land with this. Yeah, I'm not going to play the Giver of Runes with this. Playing a land is actually just valuable. So I'm going to do that. And I'll play my commander when they crack the fetch land. Again, my best bet is to ignore everything. So, that is far and away my best bet. It is not going to get better if I give my opponent blue mana to interact. It's just not going to get better. Flame Slash aside. This is better than running into blue spells. And always will be. Playing the land shores up my ability to play Phelia once more. I could have left it in the graveyard, I guess, if I expected this restoration to work. Could have been something there, maybe? Logic line there. Ghostfire Slice. Okay. Sure. Interesting. Again, I'm not letting my opponent untap with blue mana before I cast my commander. Even though they can, like, kill it with their commander at this point, I think. Yep. Might not matter. Looks like exactly like what's going to happen, too. Well, the Giver of Runes would have never been fast enough, so... Oh, just in time. This feels like a completely unwinnable matchup. I just can never... I just literally do not have a commander. Feels completely unwinnable. I mean, I did put myself in this position where my opponent has to, like, cast things at sorcery speed, which I think is better, but it's not looking like it's going to matter long term. Opponent just so freely kills whatever they want that I just cannot do anything. And the Giver would have never been fast enough. Could have went the other line and risked everything for counter spells. It seems unrealistic. Actually, Ghostfire... No. Giver is colorless. I mean, they have 6 cards in their hand. Do they have Fury? No, they would have cast it. What does my opponent have in their hand? What does my opponent have that's, like, castable for 0? It could just be Mox, maybe? I'm gonna try to just pass and play the flashing Phelia game at this point. I'm just gonna try to do that. Because the Giver's just gonna die anyways to the Spider-Man. Yep, I mean, I'm going to cast it. Gonna cast it. Flickering Spider-Man doesn't even matter, does it? No, not really. Oh look, a 1-minute answer. Crazy. Look at that. Voice of Victory. Well, I'm gonna say that that's good and cast it now. Would have been nice 7 years ago, but... And then I just swing. This feels just so totally folly to me, but whatever. Voice doesn't die to Spider-Man, I guess. And then I can go back to sorcery speeding a 2/2 that doesn't matter. Yeah, the Phelia game was funny. I think Phelia affected me more than my opponent the entire time. Kind of funny. I assume this is interested in some lands. They have to play Magic on their own turn, which is my only advantage, and I don't know how significant that is. It doesn't feel significant. And I don't have any cards on my own. I can't even swing with it. I'm amazed there isn't an obvious line. I don't know why this is difficult. I wish I could see my opponent's hand. Can't imagine it's very difficult to do something here that's self-evident. But they must have choices, I just don't know what they are. Apparently neither is my opponent. My opponent seems severely stumped on this prospect of doing something, and I don't really know why. I'm a bit kerfuffled. What is so difficult here? Okay, sure. Yeah, that's fine. I guess. Do we counter it on the way back down? Nope, we just... Opponent just struggled there. Interesting. I don't know why. I wonder what else they like had that was hard to parse. I can cast the Sentry, and it is indestructible. So I guess I should do that. It feels honestly pretty significant to play this. I gotta read this. Other legendary creatures you control have indestructible, which does matter, and I should pull the ripcord here right now. Let's just take 5, it's not a big deal. Okay, and then swing... No, I can't swing this turn. Alright. I mean, given the situation, that was a really good turn. It was one of my better things I could have done. We will take 5. This is not indestructible. Okay, I think they had Fury earlier and did not use it. And they're not killing the 3/4. Voice is that much of a problem for my opponent. I guess that's a good sign. What did they exile for that? Oh, nothing. They just cast it. Gotcha. They have to swing with a 5/5. They can't not do that. Can I swing with the 3/4? No, I can't. I cannot do that. I can play Phelia. Or I should leave up the prospect of Phelia. And I will do it at instant speed, because it can matter here. It can matter. I could have, like, played it and tapped it to this thing? To station? Pretty sure you can continue to station. So, could have done that, and then it would have been indestructible, and Spider-Man couldn't have killed it. That might have mattered. But I don't know. They have to swing with the 5/5. And at this point, I suppose I don't even know what. This deck does not play River's Rebuke. It can play Double Bounce, though. Are we going to win this? Are we going to win this? 1, 2, 3, block there. What do you got? Brazenbauer and what? What else do we have? Into the Floodmaw is played. Cyclonic Rift. Nothing. Wait a minute, opponent, you could have double chumped. Right? They could have double chumped? Screen's broken? Well, let me see. Oh, there it is. Okay, so this for 1. And then Brazenbauer is another blocker. They could have double chumped. Would it have been good? I don't know. I also didn't play Phelia. I probably could have played Phelia there. I guess? I don't know, because if they have like the 6 mana counter copy bounce spell with it, but they're just not going to have that. They don't have Cryptic Command. This deck just doesn't play cards like that. So maybe Phelia was fine, because like it's difficult to use it or something, but I can't believe we won this game. I just can't believe that. My opponent thought so long about their turn. They cast Dig Through Time. Their commander completely made it so I did not have a commander. They had a Fury, they had a Flame Slash, they had a Ghost Fire Slice, they had a Wash Away, Unholy Heat. Yeah, this was just an insane draw there. And then the Sentry just mattered. But yeah, they missed an opportunity to stay alive for a turn cycle, which is kind of funny given someone who thought all the way to roping almost every turn there. Sweet. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I had no optimism in the first half of that game. That is a very interesting commander. A lot of removal, though. And a lot of things in the way, unfortunately. Oh, I forgot this card. I don't think I like this. Maybe this can come out. Selfless Spirit kind of just feels like a better version. And I don't think I'm playing that. Chromox turn 1, sure. What do we get rid of here? What do we get rid of? What do we do? I do not have a Phelia thing in hand, so I guess I just play Voice. I had to think about this Chromox. It's kind of surprising. Like, they played it so fast, you'd figure it'd be obvious. But I guess it isn't. Okay, well, because of that, I'm just going to play Voice. And then pass. Yeah, this is... My opponent thought about it, and then, like, clearly made a mistake or something. I just don't have any Phelia target. There's no major incentive to run it out. This probably gets a Mana Dork? Delighted Halfling? I think Delighted Halfling here. Arboreal Grazer, maybe? Probably Delighted Halfling. I don't know. Deathrite Shaman. Ooh, spicy. Alright, well, I'm all in. I have the protection from the 2 colors you are not. Always nice. My opponent snapped this Chromox off so fast that I feel like they just play it willingly. It's like people with Brainstorm and they have an untapped blue source. They just send it when there's like no reason to send it. Funny. Alright, so I can get in there with the sword with tapping Mother Runes, which, you know, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. Also, what does this actually do? Play an extra land when it attacks, sack a stuff, draw a card. Short. Can't remember. What is white here? Oh, okay. Can you flip this? Ah, I suppose you can. Yeah, alright. So let's do this. And then give it protection from white. And then get in there. And then kill the Deathrite Shaman. Okay, I don't know why they didn't... Oh, right, because if they blocked, they would have... I would have killed the She-Hulk, I guess. Reprieve. Well, can't play that. Do I play... I think I just play Giver. I'm just going to play Giver. I'm not going to leave up the March here. If they spend their whole turn activating the She-Hulk, I think that's good for me. Especially if it doesn't attack. Yeah, I think this is good. If it isn't, well, then I just... It's everyone else's fault. But I think this is a good idea. Is it a 6-drop on this side? Looks like it is. Alright, they did give me the option of swinging like this. So, or, excuse me, the ability to swing like this. That is a significant draw. Wait a minute, I gotta read this. Okay. Sure. Alright, I have double protection, so they have to have, like... Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, they have to, like, be impossible. Oh, Adeline, look at that. Against, what is this? Creature you control just combat as players. Alright, so the red-green mono haste stuff. Sure. Does it have a mana dork? Does it play mana dorks? It probably does. It also might actually just play Zergo. Do I not have 3 blind mice in here? I thought I did. Maybe I don't. 3 blind mice is fine. Dollmaker. Wait, you can flicker the big room, right? So I guess that one's cool. Something to consider. I do think the grass will do. This might be the first time in human history Razor Grass, excuse me, actually kills something. My opponent is playing Mana Dorks. What a surprise. We can take time to deal with that. Actually, no, we don't have to. Because my opponent might not have a good time of Phelia. Looks like there was some kind of sorcery speed spell that is at least 1 red. It could be like Fury or something. Sure. Does this get in there? It does. Alright, well, what I signed up for. Let's see if it works. It does. World first. World first. Adeline doesn't play around what I think might be Flame Slash, but I'm gonna play it anyways. What is that? Scorching Shot? Okay. It's this Flame Slash for 5 damage. I don't know if I've seen that before. Maybe I have, I don't know. I don't know. I should probably Static Prison that, huh? Mother Runes, that's interesting. What if I ignored everything? No, that's not a good idea. What if I did this and then played Static Prison on the Palantir? Okay. I'm not upset with my choices, my life choices here. Hierogoyf. What the heck does that do? Okay, it just kills Mother Runes. It doesn't have haste or anything. They do have some kind of sorcery speed spell, apparently. Let's play Oust here. And then play you. Have some 4/4s. These 4/4s are significant, so even if Phelia dives to what I think is still Flame Slash. Okay, shove aside, maybe it isn't Flame Slash, I don't know. That was my only flicker target. Alright, I drew probably one of the better things I could have drawn, so this is probably GG? Yeah, I was about to say, this is probably just lights out. I don't need this sort of Fire and Ice, though. I don't need it. What I could also do is just swing here and then flicker probably Static Prison and steal their commander. I don't think I like this. I mean, it's cool with the dedicated Soulmaker, I guess. Like, you can copy... You do the infinite thing where you, like, get cascading mice. You like, they keep copying each other. I think I did that 2 or 3 years ago with 3 blind mice and some card. It wasn't dedicated. What card was it that did that? And just spam concede it till I found it. What deck did I play? I'm trying to, like, jog my memory. When did I do this? Of course, this is the bottom third card. Yeah, I can't even go crazy here because I don't have the... Wait, why is there so many? Shouldn't there only been 3? Thought there'd only be 3. Does it copy the saga counters? No, it doesn't copy the same count. Oh, look at that. We also actually killed him, too. Sparky didn't actually win, even though I ran out of cards. Oh, we did it. Look at that. Look at that. It only took my entire deck. Okay. So this doesn't actually go up to... Does this go to 250? Now that I've given a visual that jogged my memory that I have done that before, but I just don't remember when and how. Maybe it was against Sparky in the past, and I tried it there again, and to like answer a question how it worked. I can't remember. I can't remember why I did it. Something made me think of that, and I wanted to see it again. Drenith Magistrate, not a reliable answer in a mono-black with a mono-black opponent. But I guess it's okay, especially when I draw a land. This hand is good. Liliana really enjoys the play, especially with a discard on turn 1. Alright, no Magistrate anymore. The sword is not good enough. Actually, they might have to take one of these 2 instead. We'll see. Oh, okay, they took a card I was just not going to envision being taken, but okay, yeah, sure. That must mean a second discard spell or a removal spell this turn, right? Is that what that means? Okay, or they just play Liliana in a spot where I can't deal with it. Well, play versus draw. Like I said. Once again being probably the most important thing by a metric boatload. Nothing coming even close. I don't think the sword matters at all. Another problem here is I'll never really get to stick anything. Like, look at my opponent's board state, and I'm now just playing my second land. Yeah, play versus draw. It just... Some commanders are so heavily favored in some spots. Okay, well, at least they didn't leave up a removal spell, which... fair. I guess I get rid of a land? Draneth Magistrate can matter. I don't think it's going to matter, though. I really don't. Reprieve. Alright, well, I got to play around the minus, so I have to do literally anything that plays around a minus. I could flicker the Chrome Mox. That seems a bit whimsical. The fact that they got rid of Toxic Deluge probably means there's Damnation, and they have this turn planned out in advance here. And there's probably no coming out of that. But I mean, I literally can't play around it. There's nothing I can do. They did not scry on their upkeep. They did not scry on their upkeep. They could have found Damnation a card deeper if that's what they needed. I'm honestly surprised they got rid of Toxic Deluge if they didn't have a second thing to do. Honestly, very surprised about that. I will always play around double removal, I think. I'm winning with... Yeah, okay. Of their choice? Okay. I'll get rid of... Phelia? It is the flashing threat, so... It is the flashing threat. I shall play Draneth Magistrate, so you cannot replay Phelia. I mean, Thingamabooper. And now we have a board state that's a problem. Sweet. And a way to pseudo-protect it. I love Maze Mind's Tome. It's cool to see that. Mind Spike. Let's just do that. They're going to take it anyways, so... In fact, I think they have to, right? I think they have to take it, yeah. Okay, let's leave out Phelia. My opponent has to do something here, yep. That isn't their commander. Okay. Okay. Sure. Does that keep him alive? I don't know. Okay, apparently not. I get rid of the trawler and then I just swing for lethal, right? 8, 9, 10, 11. Wait, is that lethal? Game, please? Let me look. One. No, that's one off. It's one off. Trawler comes back. Oh no, I could play Adeline and that makes a 1/1 that's attacking, so it is lethal. Goodness gracious. That feels like such a good spot to be into. Ridiculous. Nothing I can do about it. Can't stop the perfect top decks. 4 turns in a row. I didn't think Rafine played Ponder. Huh. Okay, well, I'm gonna make this a thing. Oh, okay. Silly me. Okay, well that doesn't really impact me. Play this, and I'm not gonna solitude the boys. Surprised I did that. Actually, very surprised I did that. Opponent, you mean to tell me you're on a one-land hand? What? Are you crazy? You kept a one-land hand? Alright. That's nuts. Alright, they drew a land. Play this, I guess? Restoration of Alejandro? Play the land? Combat? Wow, I actually got to swing with this? Okay. That's surprising. Well, it's too late to kill it now, opponent. Oh, okay. Well, that was a little weird. Let's do... Yeah, opponent, that didn't work out at all. Yeah. Okay, well, I mean... Get wrecked? That was a one-land hand with days? So, I mean, I'm gonna say it every time it comes up because it's important. My opponent played Ponder a turn too early. They had one land in hand, they cracked the fetch land to find it, and then play the Ponder so they could find another land. But they can wait a turn, right, to draw a card and then Ponder to see a card deeper. And I think that is always worth it, even if it means you're tapped. You kind of didn't spend the mana the first time. My opponent also, to be fair, did maybe half to days. So you might as well spend the mana. But again, if they just didn't do that, they would have had the tapped land. It could have been a surveil land, right? And then they grab it with days or something and then play it again. Or even if it is just Watery Grave. Then they can pick it up and then play it and then Ponder. So I really don't think turn 1 Ponder was the right idea at all. And yeah. No, I think that's just a clean win. I think it's just a clean... They missed a land drop really just once. I think that's just kind of a clean win. I don't think my opponent got like giga hosed or something. All of these are good. Maybe I don't need the Stoneforge Mystic. Yeah, I guess I don't need the Stoneforge Mystic. Do I play Mind Stone on turn 2? Why would I do that? Just to Mana Tithe Rampant Growth? That doesn't seem... No, I should just... Phelia, why do you have to do stuff? Why do you have to be this way? I drew a land. I can play the Mind Stone and then, like, hope I draw a land? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I think that's ever so slightly better. Unless, of course, it isn't. So we hope for Iron Crag's feat here would be like the... Oh, okay, that's not going to happen now. I think it's triple red. I don't think the sword of Forge and Frontier is even particularly good here. No mana rocks. Kind of tragic. I was really hoping for a mana rock. They have 5 lands, and then apparently nothing else. Okay, we've changed phases. Interesting. Okay, we changed phases again. Let's play this. I'd rather not lose the game to a burn spell, but I might not have a choice. I do honestly lose the game to a burn spell, and like I said, I don't think this equipment matters. I don't think it matters. Can I play the links? Should I play the links? Alright, whatever. Random 2-3. Get in there. Okay. I'm not going to interact with that. So put the sword on Phelia. Why did it tap my white mana? Nobody knows. I guess I'm not going to animate the land. I don't even know if flickering anything matters. Alright, I'll flicker this. I should have tapped it for mana. I mean, auto tapper just kind of doing what it does best, I guess. Okay, let's play Alejandro. No mana rocks has been quite significant for my opponent, unfortunately. Because that would have been very good to have a way to take care of the mana rocks. That is colorless. This is colorless. So it is a blocker. They gotta be careful how they play this, though. I can blow up this. I guess I might as well. I don't know. There's nothing really else to blow up. And maybe drawing cards matters, I don't know. I might be right about that red burn spell. I'm right about it vibes, at least. Yep, alright, sure. I mean, that doesn't really matter. Let's play this and blow up that thing. And I think we're gonna let this happen, and I'm not gonna exile it? Maybe I should. Maybe I should exile it. Do I care about the 3/4 it generates? I honestly kind of do. I kind of care about the stats it puts in play, so I guess I'll just do this. I could have swung with Mutavault again. I really gotta pay more attention to that. If my opponent plays Ralph and Mikey and nothing else, I think they're just dead. So, how do they play this? What do they do? Sure. How do they do this? Is there anything else to do? Apparently not. You swing and then you die? Unless you have something exceptional? Is that it? Is that enough? Kills those two. You take 8, 9, 10. Is Mutavault gonna get there? Mutavault got there. No way. I could have swung with it earlier too. Oh, that's such a cool win. That's such a cool win. Alright, well, sometimes that happens. I could have been swinging with Mutavault, I think, earlier, and it almost mattered. It genuinely almost mattered. I should have swung with it at least one other time. Phelia has that play versus draw being extremely important, and I really don't like to complain about the same thing every single game, but unfortunately, play versus draw for some commanders is so insanely important that the game is sometimes completely a coin flip. Like, you win the game if you were on the play, or you lose if you were on the draw in some games. Unfortunately, it's a notable amount of them with a commander like this. So something to take note of, where I don't like my random card game. It's already a card game, random enough, to also have a coin flip matter significantly. And sometimes that coin flip is mired in so much decision making that, like, the branching paths of decisions and whatnot in a game, it's hard to quantify if being on the play versus draw was really what caused a game to go in a different direction. But with a commander like this, it is just super in your face. The game is relatively decided fairly early, whether you win or lose, which some people like that. And that is kind of why I think Stick Finger is banned in this format, because you just play well, I don't even know if it really should be, but you just, well, I have the deck. I have it right here. This is banned in competitive, and some people don't even notice that, but my argument is I don't even know if this is actually that good in a world where there's infinite free interaction, and a world where a lot of people are running more graveyard hate than normal. I think Stick Fingers isn't actually that good. If there's another kind of thing that's going on with this that I'm not aware of, then sure. But the thing I'm aware of is you just mill these two, and then you reanimate them on turn. Like, you play a discard spell turn 1, you ramp spell, and then you play this on turn 3, and then turn 4, ideally, you reanimate this, and then Annihilator your opponent for their whole board, and then just win. So it's like a ignore your opponent other than the turn 1 discard spell in the, ideal curve scenario, and then just try to win. But there are so many cards in this format that just deal with this. So I'm honestly surprised that this is banned. I really am surprised. But if we're going to talk about play versus draw being extremely significant, this is another commander that kind of has that experience where being on the play is such a big deal in some matchups. I say some, but it's probably like half of them, where, like, you really notice it. I play this a lot in non-ranked, in days where, like, I'm not making a YouTube video or streaming or something, and I just want to win 4 games a day just to get, like, the gold or something. Just do the quests, but yeah, that's kind of the vibe I get with that, and that is a huge feeling here. No matter what you do, that's gonna impact a fair amount of your games, and that is kind of unfortunate, but it does lead to fast games. So if you already know you're going to lose really quickly, you can just wrap it up and play the next one. I mean, it is ranked, so conceding turn 3 all the time, don't do that. But you'll just notice it. It's not like you lose. It's not like your opponent was on the play and then you just instantly lost. It's just the disparity of your, like, win percentage in a given game. Just like the mulligan thing. I know Hearthstone has it. I don't know if Magic Arena, it probably does. I know Draft has it, so this probably does. But, like, it'll show you the win percentage of each card in your opening hand as, like, a screen add-on, and be like, oh, you should keep this hand because the mulligan of this and the win rate of that card and turn 1 is so good, you should always do blah 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 blah. I don't know if there's a play versus draw percentage, like, oh, you're up against Liliana the Veil, here's the win-loss ratio, exclusively play versus draw. I don't know if that's the case. It probably shouldn't be, but something to think about, because some formats are like that, and especially singleton 100 card formats, where having a 2-minute card is like, you have a lot depending on this, like, being in play, which unfortunately in this format there's a lot of 1-mana removal, right? So it's already not that great to begin with, and it's exceptionally terrible to just get, like, dazed for full retail. It's like, oh. But anyways, so apart from that, I don't think I liked this card. This probably could have came out sooner. and I didn't take it out sooner. I probably could have. It's pretty useful to do this thing, but it's a little weird that I have to like tap Phelia to do this thing. It's also a 2-drop, and Phelia wants to kind of be the 2-drop. Actually, there's another one too. This is something to definite. Is it called Airbender? I can't. Yeah, it is. This is something to take note of, and it's quite significant. Is your 2 mana spells like this? I think I actually said this exact thing last time I played Phelia, so I apologize for repeating myself, but such is the way of playing a card game, I guess. Airbender's Ascension and other things like it, you play something turn 1, and then honestly, there's really nothing, but maybe you get something in play turn 1 that's okay to flicker, but most of the time you don't. Even if you do, Phelia is your turn 2 play, and you play Airbender's Ascension instead. That means you might not have anything to flicker. You don't have like that 3-drop that you want to curve into with Phelia. You flash in Phelia, and then you on the next turn you play a land. You play either a 2-mana card that does something with Phelia, or a 3-mana card. You swing with Phelia, you get your value. This card doesn't do that. It just gets in the way of that. It's not only sorcery speed, just gets in the way. It's hard to ever get enough counters on this to have a board state where you didn't clearly have a like snowballing winning position, because you've displayed the ability to do this 4 times. So like you're already winning without it if you're just flickering or having enough ETBs, things entering to have this get the quest counters. I think that means you're winning. Your opponent isn't stopping you. So I don't like it anyways. And it just doesn't work in the curve, right? You play Phelia turn 2. You can't play this turn 3 because Phelia doesn't want to flicker this. He doesn't do anything. So to be fair, you can airbend your opponent's creatures. I don't know. I mean, I guess. I don't know. That's the one saving grace. You can just pseudo journey to nowhere or something. I don't know. It's just the same logic with this. It's like you can't really flicker this, so you don't play it turn 2 because Phelia wants to be played turn 2. But if you have no other lands, I guess you could play this, and then like next turn you didn't draw a land, so now you know you need to saddle it, so you place Phelia like sorcery speed and then get your land with a ideally not a suicidal attack with this thing, and then you get your land. I don't know. I will say sorcery speed Phelia is something I played more than I think the average person who plays Phelia does. You have to recognize when you should play Phelia at sorcery speed. I believe that completely won the game against one of that blue-red 2-3, the Spider-Man 2099 thing. I think I won that game. I can't remember now. Jeez. I think I did. Yeah, that was with the Sentry, I think. So like playing Phelia sorcery speed is something you have to sometimes recognize as the right thing to do. And that's mostly against just blue, which, as we know in this format, competitive, it is a heavily played color and has a lot of good stuff. And sometimes it being sorcery speed isn't enough because they could still have a free counter anyways, and they're tapped out and it still doesn't resolve, unfortunately, but such is the nature of things. I mean, it's a mono white deck. It's probably one of the better mono white commanders. I don't know if it's the best one. Adeline is pretty scary. Although you could say Adeline is only really scary when you specifically have Chrome Mox or a legendary 1-drop with Moxhammer. Then maybe it's scary. But other than that, I don't know. It costing 3 mana. Maybe it isn't actually that scary. I really don't know. But Phelia is up there for being a very threatening thing. I did put the equipment package in here. There were a lot of cards I started off with that I just kind of winged it. And like, all right, I haven't played this before. It does something with Phelia. Let's try it. And oh boy. This slowly just started to become kind of the same list or very similar list of the last time I played Phelia. There's new cards since I've played it, obviously, but the main idea is kind of still looming in here as opposed to whatever I started with. Because the things I started with, well, there's didn't really work out. Not quite surprising, but I did add the equipment package, which I do like. I still don't own Steel Shaper's Gift. I crafted like 2 mythics for this deck, I think. But still, Steel Shaper's Gift, which I didn't start with the equipment package. Maybe I would have crafted it. I need one of those. It's a stupid mythic. I'm upset. It's a mythic. But Steel Shaper's Gift is just another way to grab these, and that's fine, right? You have... Wait, I did have Cloud in here, right? Please tell me. Did I not put Cloud? Oh, I did. Okay, yeah. Cloud and Stoneforge Mystic were in here. This didn't do anything in any game I played. Not a single time. It did nothing. So, you know, I mean, this actually did do something. So, I don't know. It didn't do anything. It is good in those like mono green matchups where your opponent plays a bunch of lands really fast. If they have exploration, you can kind of catch up with it, but I don't know, it just never happened. A lot of those green decks even outpacing you with lands, getting an extra land, or even 2 with Phelia and this thing, flickering it. Not necessarily the reliable way of catching back up to a green player, like Ralph and Mikey playing Rampant Growth, Explosive Vegetation, ignore you, ramp. This isn't a way to win against that. Even if you're on the draw and you just play it naturally on turn, you know, like on curve or something and get your land, like it isn't actually it doesn't help you undo the burden that the green player has put on you with the 15th land. So I don't know if that even matters, but it's in here. It's also a 2-drop, right? And like we said, your 2-minute play is almost exclusively Phelia. So the 2-minute cards you play have to be quite standoutish to compete with that thing you do on turn 2. Because again, you can cast this on turn 2 and then just play the 2-minute card later and then float a mana or something. These cards, I think I said this earlier. I think I started with just these 2 and then I added this one later. The argument here is you either run all of them or you run none of them. And not just because, like, well, what's the point of only one? Why wouldn't you play all 3? Because you kind of really do all or none them anyway. But in this deck, if you do not play them on turn 1, you don't really get to play them at all unless you're just ready to play off curve. So you play Mother Runes turn 1, great. Turn 2, it means you didn't play Phelia. You just played this and then passed and floated a mana. And then next turn you play Phelia on turn 3 or something. And that's not bad, right? Because if Phelia doesn't work the first time, you're just like 1 turn away from doing it again. It's still fine, but it feels exceptionally terrible. Again, talking about the play versus draw being notable, being off by a turn because you off curve for turn because you have to like play this still just on turn 2 or something. Feels kind of bad. So these feel very, very notable on turn 1. And I know they normally do, but with a 2-mana commander that really dies to everything ever, and it's already hard enough to get it in play, you're really going to notice it here. And you're mono white, so one thing goes wrong. And man, does it sting, you know, it stings. I never got to do Solitude, actually. I think I got this once, but I never got Solitude. Kind of annoying. What else did I never really get to do? Elspeth kind of did something, but didn't do enough. This could probably be something else. I don't know. It never... If you ever have that critical board state where you have a bunch of creatures and you're swinging, you really don't need to suddenly give them this and then like fly over whatever you're put. Like if you're swinging with Phelia over and over and you're flickering really just one thing, you're doing what you want to do. It's already hard enough to do that. So having a wide board state and turning it into a victory is not something you find yourself doing that much, really. Having said that, Elspeth is a pretty solid mono white commander, kind of think of it. But I don't know if that makes it just an auto include in all mono white decks, but it's not like it's bad. It's okay, right? It's all right. But Sentry was cool, I will admit. Funny enough, as per usual, I guess I'll have to say this once more, because chat had brought this up. I should play this because I'm playing a commander that deals with a token. You do not care about the token. Please, people, I already said this. I did a 30-minute spiel about why you don't care about the token you give your opponent, and then someone brought it up and it's like, oh, hey, you can exile the tokens. No, please. It doesn't matter. Stop caring about the token. Please, even if Phelia is your commander. If you have nothing else to do, sure. But if it's between that and almost anything else ever, you're just not interacting with the token. The token has basically a stun counter on it forever, as long as Sentry's in play. It doesn't matter. But I can just see somebody having like a really good Skyclave Apparition flicker, and then they just chose to get rid of the Void instead because they're like, oh, it's a 5/5 flying indestructible. It's like, but you have one. That's the whole point. Please. All right. Pulling my hair out. I'm arguing with theoretical people. But yeah, Mindstone. There was 2 games where I could have activated it, but the game was kind of already decided by the time 6 mana was in it. So at least 6 mana on my side was in it. I mean, I am playing Ephemerate, but like, I don't think I need mana rocks. I don't, and the bottom part doesn't seem that useful, but it was maybe worth it to try to see what this is up to. It just, I don't believe it did anything. There were a couple of games I could have activated it and just didn't, because it didn't really matter by the time I had 6 mana. So I don't know. It's in there. It's like a pseudo indestructible version of your commander if your commander isn't working. But if your commander isn't working, then we have to start looking at what is in play to flicker that can't be flickered because Phelia's dead all the time. So you have something alive the whole time that's willing to be flickered by that by the time this is lights out, and you have 6, or is it 7 mana? I think it's 6 mana. It just can't tap itself, right? Yeah, it itself doesn't count, so you technically have 7 mana in play when you go to do this, but yeah, it sort of cost 7 mana. It itself just pays for the 7th one, that's a weird thought, actually. Oh, yeah. But anyways, Mutavault mattered. We take that. I think I had a library game where I was drawing cards, but I don't know if I won that game. This is not the kind of deck that will ever library later. You're not going to get back up to 7 cards. At least I don't think so. I could have maybe played more, what is it? Enduring Innocent effects. I do like these effects, and this is the kind of deck that might want to play more of this, right? It's not like it's bad that, excuse me, every time you Phelia trigger, you draw a card. That really isn't bad. The counter argument is if you're flickering something with Phelia, there's your card advantage, not the I'm now drawing after I have A plus B plus C. I have Phelia, I have a thing I'm flickering, and I have Enduring Innocence. Now I'm drawing while I'm flickering the value thing. Like, well, the whole point was kind of just to, like, flicker this over and over. You don't need to draw another O-ring. You just have one in play the whole time. You're doing the thing you set out to do. So I don't really know. I don't believe, having said that, I don't believe this ever actually drew a card in a single game. I mean, that could just be because I didn't have it in a lot of games, but you could maybe play some of those. There is the Assemble one. Yeah, wow, I can't believe I remember the name of that. I can't believe I remember, like, this card. I think I might just like this more than Enduring Innocence. There's a fair amount of cards that actually see this card, right? Now you can reset Enduring Innocence, so it's extremely difficult to deal with. But if you flicker it, you don't draw a card. You just turn your enchantment into a 2/1 that might just go back to being dead. And Phelia didn't really get you any value, but this card, you can play off the top, you know what's coming next, which is kind of significant. Just seeing the top card gives you more of an idea of how to play your turn out or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I think I kind of prefer that over Enduring Innocence. Oop. And I clicked out a card. I ruined it. Discard changes. Oh no, I broke it. But yeah, so Enduring Innocence could be that. And I think I've rambled about everything I... Let me spazizzle. I'll do a quick spazazz. Yeah, no, that's about it. I think that's all I have to say about this. So hopefully something in there was useful to Phelia truthers, or just people who play against Phelia. It's worthwhile to know what it's trying to do and its fairly significant weak points, I guess. But that's that. So I still like it. It's a way to play mono white and not feel like you're just over it immediately. It's a way to do it, even though, again, every single thing that happens is you feel it very significant, right? Some decks, like, oh, you killed my card, all right, we move on. This deck, oh, you killed my card, fairly big deal, right? I'm already trying to do some setup, and I'm in a color scheme that struggles innately. But not everything can be the best thing, so it is what it is. Still like it, though. So let me know what you thought about it. Hopefully my microphone worked this time, and you couldn't hear my mouse. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys the next time. Thanks for watching.